I'm very excited today. I have Marge Jozsa, and I wanted to make sure I said that right. Yes. And she is the executive director at the Rinehart Clinic. Welcome, Marge.
Hi, Stacie. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Good.
I haven't been on for a little while, so I'm very excited to be here. It's so much fun, and I love having the opportunity to talk with you because the Rinehart Clinic just is doing so many wonderful things, and we're going to get into that. But I'd like to start with just what you do there at the Rinehart Clinic and what the mission is up there.
Well, we're a federally qualified health center, community health clinic, and our mission is really to serve our patients and to serve the community. So our focus is on the health and well-being of both patients and community members. So we try to juggle all of the agendas as we provide services both inside the clinic and out in the community.
Mm-hmm. So you're busy.
We are very busy.
Yeah,
yes.
And what do you do exactly there?
So I'm the executive director.
Yes. And how long have you been there? Because there's been so much change, right?
There has been a lot of change. I actually started in December of 2014. Mm-hmm. So we'll be there 3 years pretty soon.
Well, that's exciting. And so this month is Safety Month.
Yes.
And so you have been, I think that the term is be prepared, not scared, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about what you're working on.
Well, we decided the Rinehart Clinic in the Year of Wellness volunteered to coordinate activities during June for Safety Month. And we decided that we would focus on emergency preparedness throughout the county. Mm-hmm. So South County, North County, and in Tillamook.
Okay.
And work with our community partners to develop different activities for the three areas of the county, but really to focus on individual preparedness. So I want to be prepared, then I want my family to be prepared, then my neighborhood, then my community.
Okay. And so what are the things that people are talking about that help us be, or that are making us a little bit vulnerable? I mean, obviously this last year we had a tornado, which nobody saw that coming. What other things are people talking about?
Well, rainstorms. In December of 2015, the Rinehart Clinic was cut off from both the north and the south.
I remember,
Wheeler was its own little island.
Yeah.
And no one could get to us. There were landslides. The road broke away on 101. So heavy rain, we're always vulnerable from that with our road system. Mm-hmm. Power outages that can go on for several days. Mm-hmm. Then, of course, we have weather events, and you're right, surprised by the tornado, flooding, and then, of course, an earthquake, tsunami.
And do you think, help me know, and I'm sure our listeners are curious, like there's always this looming question of could we have an earthquake? Could we have a real tsunami? I remember when I was a kid, I lived in Rinehart, and we had a tsunami warning, and then it just was like nothing, nothing really happened. But is that a real threat to our community?
Yes, it is a real threat. It's no longer could it happen, but more...
It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Absolutely a matter of when. Mm-hmm. And so the focus really is on us being resilient, and being resilient for whatever is thrown at us, whether it's an earthquake or whether it's a weather event, whether it's power outage, that we each are individually and our families are prepared to carry on for days. We would say with regard to the earthquake, 48, 72 hours. Now we're really saying to be prepared for 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, and I think this is a great conversation to have because we don't have to be scared, and this doesn't have to be like, ooh, we've got a warning, and all our listeners kind of go into a panic like, oh, I need bottled water right now. But there's going to be some up and coming resources to help people be prepared, right?
Yes. And
exciting.
And an important event that's coming up is the eclipse. In August.
So
that's another one.
Glasses being passed out and sold everywhere now.
Absolutely. So we're really doing, this month in June, tomorrow, June 10th, at the fire station in Neskowin, Station 84. In partnership with the Nestucca Rural Fire District, we are doing an emergency preparedness fair. So CERT members from South County, so that's your Community Emergency Response Team.
Oh, okay.
In South County, along
and that's
with
a volunteer,
captains.
That's all volunteer based, right?
Absolutely,
That's amazing.
we are volunteered. We volunteer and we train. We're trained by the fire district on basic first aid, how to do traffic control, how to respond for search and rescue events if someone's missing, and we then respond when the fire district calls us out to respond.
Wow.
So we can always use more members, but part of being trained in this way is also I personally benefit because I know more first aid than I knew, a year ago. I know how to be prepared more now than I did a year ago.
There's some power in that, just knowing that if things got real, you're ready.
Yes. And I'm a believer in education. So whether it's in the clinic for our patients or in the community in North County or for the general county residents, our job is to educate and get that information out there. Right. And then it's your job to take that information and do with it what you will.
Right.
Including ignore it if you'd like,
That's the thing too.
But our job is to get the information out there. So tomorrow's fair will focus on a lot of emergency preparedness information and also information around the eclipse.
Oh, okay.
We will be demonstrating how to use a water filter. We'll have tons of information, what goes in a go bag. Excellent. We will have glasses available, and we will have an eclipse expert actually there doing training and teaching around how to protect your eyes, especially during the eclipse.
And that is at the Nescoin Fire Station.
Yes, right on 101.
Okay. And what are the times?
10 to 12.
10 to 12. So that is fantastic. And then I'm going to take just a little quick break here. Where do you go to find almost anything you need for home improvement? I'll tell you where. Rosenberg's. Rosenberg's has been your local connection for anything you need to build and finish your house to perfection. Carpet, cabinets, paint, electrical, plumbing, nuts and bolts, fencing, windows, doors, and so much more. All those items in one place, but that's only part of the story. What really makes Rosenberg's your stop for home improvement is their people. Their knowledgeable, friendly staff is there to help you through any project. Any question from what paint you should use to how to install a new shower valve, you can get the help you need and do it right the first time. Stop by Rosenberg's today to rediscover what you've known all along. It's better to shop local and work with great people that you see every day. Build it, wire it, plumb it, paint it. Rosenberg Builder Supply in Tillamook. We all know that, huh? They're great. I was just down there the other day getting something, and they spring into action for you.
Absolutely. Yes.
So this is Stacie with Northwest Senior and Disability Services. If you're just popping on this morning, welcome to Tillamook today. And I'm talking with Marge, who is from the Rinehart Clinic, about all these wonderful events that are coming up for the month of June related to safety.
Yes.
So we covered that the first one starts tomorrow from 10 to 12 at the Nescoin Fire Station, Emergency Preparedness Fair. There's also raffle prizes and things, right?
Yes, we're going to be raffling off a go bag, water bottles,
neat,
various things.
So lots of giveaways. And so if you're thinking about safety, it's really easy if you go to some of these events this month, because you can get some information and kind of start the process of maybe collecting some things you need in your home and those kinds of things. And so the next one is next weekend, the 17th, correct?
Right. It's going to be at the Tillamook Market.
Okay.
And we're going to focus on the eclipse.
Okay. And that one says make your own personal projector to safely view the solar eclipse.
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll have folks there teaching, especially children, how to make these, but also adults, so that you're protecting your eyes. Because, again, you cannot look directly at the eclipse when it's covered
think
totally.
No, it's not that really big of a deal, but
it is a very big deal.
If you're a listener, I wish you could have saw the look on her face when I just said that. Like, no, it's big. You people need to be prepared.
Yes.
And that's going to be that event. The solar eclipse is on August 21st, and that's going to be interesting for our county too. There's going to be a lot of people traveling here, right?
Yes, we expect almost 500,000 people coming to the coast, and that's what we're preparing for. This will be a test of emergency preparedness, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
So we'll see whether we have
So if we're prepared. A local, what should we do to prepare for that, like just complete saturation of our market as far as people coming to visit and stuff? What are some things we can be thinking about?
Well, I think different people will tell you different things. For me, days before, like the Monday prior, make sure you are stocked up at home so you don't have to go out from the Thursday before the eclipse till the Tuesday or Wednesday afterwards. And just, stay home. Don't be out on the roads. Hunker down. Don't get out on the roads because we expect the traffic to be absolutely awful. Yeah. So just have fun at home.
That's what I always think of in those scenarios.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we don't know what the weather is. It may be rainy and cloudy. Right. Then we're going to have a lot of unhappy people. We're going to have unhappy people on top of it all.
Literally rain on the parade.
Right, totally. So that's my message. Just stay home and put your feet up. Yep.
Yeah. And so then the third event is the 24th, and that's up north at the, where Public Works Community Room.
Yes.
And it's kind of a little bit the same. But that one is actually, this one sounds really interesting. Why don't you tell me about some of the things that you guys are doing?
Okay, so we are going to review how to save up medication so that you have medication in the event of, and again, this is one where if the power's out, if roads are broken away, a lot of rain, or an earthquake, that you have medication in your house.
That's really tricky. I think of people, working with seniors at Northwest Senior and Disability, I think of people that have things, diagnosis and take medications for things like Parkinson's disease, where they have to be on schedule. It's very, very important because if they don't get their medication on time, it can really kind of throw them for a loop for several months sometimes. And so whenever I talk to people about this, they say, well, my doctor would never prescribe anything extra. But it sounds like there's ways that you actually can work with your provider to get what you need so that you're prepared.
Well, one of the educational pieces, and a lot of people still don't know this, is a law has been passed in Oregon that payers must pay for 3 months worth of medications.
Oh, really?
And prescribers can write prescriptions for 3 months worth of medications. And I was just at a training recently, and several people in the room didn't know this.
Yeah, that's new.
Yeah,
that's exciting.
So we are able to get that. And if people don't, if a pharmacist or a pharmacy doesn't give you the 3 months, you need to call your payer and remind them of the law. The law in Oregon. We are not seeing a lot of problems with it. Most payers are in fact paying for 3 months, and prescribers are writing for 3 months.
It's a real thing to be aware of, and so I'm glad that there's some legislation that's went through that's actually helping.
Yes.
What a concept, right? I'm kidding.
Yes, absolutely.
I joke. Okay, so, and how did you get involved with all this safety stuff? Because it seems like you're got your fingers in all over the county, and it's such important work. So it's exciting to have a community leader that's willing to take on all of this really hard work, right?
Well, we lived in Oregon before, and then in 2001, actually a month before 9/11, we moved to the East Coast. So 9/11 was a real wake-up call, and I was the director of a community health clinic there. Okay. And we really recognized how ill-prepared we were for an event like that. The clinic that I was the director of was in the shadow of both stadiums in Baltimore. So, they had the potential to be sitting ducks and still are for acts of terrorism. Sure. So we learned a lot. We trained a lot. We drilled a lot. And so that was my first...
That makes my chest a little tight thinking about it.
Right. But it was my first, entree into emergency preparedness. And I really became a believer in be prepared and not scared. Have the information, be resilient. And then we moved back here, and then I find myself on the coast, and I'm facing an earthquake, a tsunami, rainstorms. So really just building on those skills, and again, educating folks so they know where they could get resources, have the correct information. We will be handing out of all the fairs a monthly preparedness guide. So every month, a list of things you could do to get prepared.
Oh, okay.
Because sometimes it's overwhelming. Oh my gosh, I've got to go from 0 to 100 by, next week. Right. That's impossible. So, baby steps and just moving in that direction.
Well, and I think of this area, like I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, if there wasn't a major emergency, what would I do? And my first thing that I want to do is go to my Uncle Steve's house, because he camps and hunts and does the whole thing, and he can live, out there. And I'm like, but wait, there's like 5 bridges that I'd have to get across. Absolutely. And if there was, the bridges were out, I wouldn't be able to do that, and those are the things you have to think about, the right route to get the help you need, and then what you would need need in your home, right?
In your home, in your car, at your workplace. So we suggest that people have information all over the place. Even at the clinic, when we began this journey, so that we're prepared for our patients and for the community if they came to us as a resource, all of a sudden it dawned on us that all our medical supplies are in the center of our building.
Oh.
So if something happened to the building, we had to get out and something happened to the building, how do we get to those medical supplies?
Right.
So now we are looking at, we've just recently put an emergency box outside the building so that we could put some supplies in there. Other supplies around the exterior of the building inside. So if we had to break a window, we could, reach in and get those supplies. Smart. So again, trying to model for our patients and the community that the clinic too has to get prepared for any type of event that may come.
It's such great work, and it's fun to hear all the things that, and sounds like you've had a lot of experience that you've been able to bring back to us to really help with this. So
thanks, Stacie.
I love it. We're going to take just another quick break real quick. And I said quick and quick and quick. Sleep is far more crucial to health than you may realize. 25% of Americans report not getting enough sleep at night, and 10% say they suffer from insomnia. A lack of high-quality sleep can cause grogginess and fatigue throughout the day, but it can also lead to serious chronic diseases, including heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and obesity. Some tips for preventing sleep apnea and other sleeping disorders include quitting smoking, avoiding alcohol, caffeine, and heavy metals 2 to 3 hours before bed, developing a regular sleep schedule, and keeping the bedroom dark, quiet, and cold. Sleep experts also recommend powering down cell phones, tablets, and the TV in advance of bedtime. And Tillamook Regional Medical Center's Sleep Lab is designed with you in mind. To find out more, talk to the experts at Tillamook Regional Medical Center. They are committed to the health and wellness of our community. So, if you're just tuning in, this is Stacie with Northwest Senior and Disability Services with Marge from the Rinehart Clinic, and we're talking about Be Prepared, Not Scared, the campaign that's happening this month for June being Safety Month. And I'm just so impressed by the Rinehart Clinic on all that you guys are doing for our community. And you're in partnership with the Year of Wellness as well, right?
Yes, absolutely. I sit on the Year of Wellness Steering Committee, and a number of our staff participate on the various committees.
Yeah, I see we're like schools of fish cruising around doing all this great work, and it's really fun to be a part of it. So, in the Year of Wellness, how are they supporting the Safety Month? They've been doing some marketing and things like that.
A lot of marketing on their website, information, giving us some things for our raffles that we're holding in the various venues, and really just having the community partnerships that we can call on to support us in these events and get the word out.
Yeah.
So a great group. It's a lot of fun.
So I want to just review those events and the dates one more time for those people that are just tuning in. These are free and fun safety-related events throughout Tillamook County, the first being tomorrow at the Nescoin Fire Station from 10 to 2. And 10 to 12. 10 to 12. Yeah, thank you. The 17th, the solar eclipse safety activity at the Tillamook Farmers Market, and the Rinehart Clinic's going to have a table there. Is that where you go?
Yes.
Okay. And that is from 9 to 2. The 17th. And then the 24th is the Preparedness Info Fair in North County at the Nehalem Public Works Community Room. And there's one more thing that's happening there. It's a high ground challenge. Is that right? Tell us about what that is, because it sounds fun.
Okay, so this one is, I am not an expert in wayfinding, but our partners, the North County Emergency Volunteer Corps, are the experts and becoming the experts on wayfinding. Mm-hmm. But it really is locating the way out, if you will. Okay. And then working to put up the appropriate signage. We get lots of folks, our residents as well as tourists on the coast, and if something happens, trying to figure out which way do I walk. Mm-hmm. And depending upon where you are, it's not an easy find to figure out which way is up.
Right.
And which is the best way to go up. So wayfinding really takes us down a path of figuring out from any place, how do you get out? What's the safest route? How long will it take for you to get out? And in 12 minutes, where will you actually be? And what's the best way to use those 12 minutes to find a way out? And why 12
minutes?
Because that's about how long it will take between the ground stopping, shaking, and that tsunami, the first wave of the tsunami.
Wow. Boy, that's a little bit of reality, isn't it? So High Ground Challenge, it's kind of like a simulation, right?
Yes, they're doing a simulation.
So if you're, my understanding from talking with Leanne, who's really involved in all this in your clinic too, and we're going to give you her phone number in a little while as a resource. But my understanding is that if you are living in the community and just want to know, okay, here's the simulated event, and then you can try and navigate accordingly and see what that looks like. So you can kind of get an idea of the vulnerable spots and what you need to do.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. Yeah, I'm really excited for all these good things. And again, if you're listening, let's talk about that kind of idea. It's to be prepared and why it's important.
Right. To talk about it, talk with your family, your children, your friends. And really, the more we talk about it and think about things that we should have in our homes or in our car, the better prepared we'll be. And then we'll be confident that I got this.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. So I want to just I have some announcements this morning. First of all, happy birthday to Violet Hale. Tuesday, the OSU Extension Office is going to be here, and then senior meals are reminder that they're located at St. Mary's by the Sea in Rockaway Beach at 11:30 every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and noon every weekday at the Kiwanda Center in Pacific City, as well as the Tillamook senior site by Safeway, which is Monday through Friday at noon. Tonight is Nestucca High School's graduation ceremony. Tonight is also the Manzanita Farmers Market, which opens from 6 to 8. And then Friday and Saturday is the rummage sale, which I will talk about. It's here at the Monday Musical Club of Tillamook. It will be presenting an evening of classic music at St. John's United Church of Christ, 602 Laurel Avenue. The program will begin at 7 p.m. with the induction of the next year's officers, and then the classic portion of the evening will be performed. The program chairman is Jerry Lee Henderson, and refreshments will follow the program. I also will say, it sounds like if you have questions about the rummage sale, here's my little sheet. See, what did I tell you? I'll do something weird. Okay, the rummage sale is at St. Albans Episcopal Church, 6th and Pacific in Tillamook. 2 big days. Friday, June 16th from 9 to 3. So it's going on right now. Get down there. Now's the time. As well as tomorrow from 9 to 1. Come shop with the Saints. Oh, and I'm looking and my dates are wrong too. Boy, I butchered this all up, didn't I? June 16th and the 17th. On the 16th is 9 to 3. On the 17th is 9 to 1. Okay, now we know all the information. I'm like shuffling papers here and got a little distracted, so my apologies. Anyway, Saturday morning there'll be a memorial service held for Lucille Toby Thompson behind Lee's Camp at 11 a.m. Saturday from 4 to 6, the Neahkani High School debate and speech team is hosting their annual dessert gala and silent auction in the high school cafeteria. Open to the public, proceeds go to scholarships, which is fantastic. Saturday, the Tillamook Community Chorus will be performing a free concert called Spectacular Broadway Hits at 7 p.m. at Bethel Baptist Church. Many of your favorite Broadway songs will be featured, and refreshments will be served after the performance. This is their last concert of the season, so bring a friend and enjoy an evening of live entertainment. And the Pacific City Farmers Market opens Sunday this weekend from 10 to 2 at the corner of Camp Street and Bruton Road. So many fun things, as usual, going on in Tillamook. And then just to kind of loop back around about our Be Prepared, Not Scared Safety Month, the best, if you have listened and you want more information, or it's a little bit overwhelming, or perhaps you're somebody that can't get to these events that are coming up this month, you can also call Leanne Hoffheinz, who's the outreach coordinator at the Rinehart Clinic, and I'll give you her phone number. It's 1-800-368-5182. Again, that's 1-800-368-5182, extension 111. And Leanne, I spoke with her earlier this week, and she's so passionate about this topic and so wanting to help community members. And it just kind of goes along with the mission of the Rinehart Clinic.
Yes, it does. Leanne's great. We are so lucky to have her on board.
And she's part of the Year of Wellness as well.
Absolutely.
And you guys have had some construction going on up there, haven't you? It's been kind of an interesting little transition time for you at the clinic.
We've been improving the clinic, so putting down new flooring, painting, opening up the waiting area. The Rinehart Pharmacy used to be in the building across the parking lot. We moved it into the clinic building now so that it's more convenient for our patients and for also retail customers. We are the pharmacy in North County. It's up to Seaside or down to Tillamook for a pharmacy, and we do both we have patients, and we also do retail. So you don't need to be a patient of the Rinehart Clinic to utilize our pharmacy, which is
that's
really
good
nice
to know. Yeah, it's one more resource that you guys are providing for the community.
Absolutely.
So with that, I will say thank you, Marge, for being here today.
Oh, thank you, Stacie. It was
really
great.
Great to hear all of these wonderful things that are going on. And to Tillamook, be sure and hit that emergency preparedness fair from 10 to 2 tomorrow in Nesco Inn. Be well, Tillamook. Have a great weekend.